What's up, guys? It is a brisk day here. It's like probably 40 some degrees outside right now, and I know some of you from the north don't think that's cold, but down here that's cold. And today we're gonna be working on this 05. I got a lot of maintenance to do, nothing major. I'm not gonna really do this as a tutorial kind of a video, but more just a vlog. So I got a couple fluids to change. We're gonna do some tune-up stuff, so let's go ahead and get to it. First of all, for those of you who follow my Instagram, just to show you a little update on the whole I ran over a piece of a tree saga. I do have this piece back on the front bumper. I have it sort of zip tied together. You can kind of see though, still not, it doesn't go in here correctly. There's a hole in the bumper right here where a piece of the tree basically went through there. But at least it looks better than it did. You can still see that this is just gone. But money's a little tight right now too, so I'm kind of just holding out hope that something turns up in a junkyard that I can do. I would really like to find a special edition front bumper. I know that's rare and may not be very likely, but we'll see what happens. But today I'm going to be doing transmission fluid, filter, and fluid, and the gasket. I'm going to be doing an oil change and that filter, and we're going to be replacing the spark plugs. Then I've got possibly my Black Friday purchases from ZZP coming in today, and if so, I'll show you guys that while it's here too. I'm going to start off by getting this oil change done. I'll show you a couple things in my setup here. I use ramps usually, but then I'll use the jack to get it a little higher to give me some extra space. And one of my favorite things, which I'm about to use, are these pliers for the oil filter. Because for some reason, oil filters have this magical ability to be able to be tightened on by you to a tightness that you yourself can't get off. I've always wondered how it is that that's possible. I assume it has something to do with the rubber compressing on the O-ring and that tightening it up. Boy, this is hard to do one-handed, isn't it? But anyway, this thing is absolutely great for getting this loose. One of my favorite tools, even though I only use it for oil changes. So first thing I'm going to do is get this filter loose and draining like that. Then I'll pop that plug out and get the oil drained, and then we're going to get ready to drain the transmission fluid. And I did go with a Delco filter this time around. Kind of hard to go wrong with factory stuff. Letting the oil drain right now. It's not overdue. It is pretty dark though, but it's actually right about on time. I'm gonna let this drain the rest of the way though. Get that back in, and then I'm gonna start taking the pan loose so we can drain this transmission fluid. So this is what the pan looks like. Actually, surprisingly, pretty good. And it does not have the factory gasket. This is one of the aftermarket gaskets. So obviously this has been done before. So I guess that's good. Some trash in the pan, but not much. Fluid looks really dark though, so I think it is going to be good for it to get this done. So next step is cleaning this thing up, and then I'm going to swap this filter. Okay, and so I let the car back down and just topped everything off once I got it all back together. So we got fresh trans fluid now, fresh oil. I'm gonna double check those levels. Then we're gonna get in here and I'm gonna start pulling spark plugs. These wires look pretty new, and they're Belden's, which is a decent brand. So I'm gonna try to reuse them, but we'll just see, because 3800s really don't have good luck with plug wires. We'll see what happens though. So it is now 12 o'clock and I have gotten the front 3 spark plugs changed, and I had to swap one of the wires out with one of my backup wires because it didn't come apart the right way. The other 2 were actually okay. These are the plugs that came out. It did have Delco plugs in it. They do not look new by any means, and they have these little paint dots on them, which may actually mean that they're factory, although that's strange because of it having Belkin wires on it. But as some of you may know, I caretake for my grandma also, and I've spent as much time as I can on this right now. I have to stop to go get her lunch and do that kind of stuff. So we're going to take a quick lunch break. I'm going to come back and get the other 3 plugs, and then hopefully we'll be able to see how it runs. So I came back home to my ZZP Black Friday haul being delivered, so I thought I would take a break and show you guys some of this stuff. I didn't get much in this this Black Friday because funding was kind of tight, but a couple things were on sale really good that I need, so I'll show you what I got. First of all, the ZZP rear sway bar. This, and I'll go ahead and unwrap it here too, this is actually for the 05, because I know it doesn't make a lot of sense putting this on a beater. Let me just go ahead and come out with that. But the GXP suspension is so good that the car really handles really well now, better than I thought it was going to. But the thing is, it's just really, really, you know, it's still got the stock base model sway bars on it, and they are just so prone to understeer that the car just pushes every time you really try to get it into a turn. And I think upping this rear sway bar size with this is going to make a noticeable difference and really bring that car to life. Now, I don't know where all that's going to lead, because obviously I'm getting a little heavy on the performance parts on the 05, but you know, it'll go where it goes, I guess. The other thing though, these are the sway bar bushings that come with it. I'm not going to unwrap those yet, but they came in it too. Then in this little box is something I don't think I've talked about much on the channel yet, but those of you who follow me on Instagram already know I have a Gen 5 M90 from a Comp G and the lower intake manifold for it in the Ponte shack. So something they had on sale that I needed was the Northstar throttle body adapter. Let me grab the camera here and I'll show you guys what that comes with. So this is their Northstar throttle body kit. What's really cool about this is the silicone hose it comes with. This actually joins the throttle body to the mass airflow, since the Northstar version is 2 separate pieces. This is the adapter plate. I love that it's O-ringed. So basically, it'll bolt onto the supercharger. It's O-ringed, so it's going to seal up. I'm not going to have to worry about a paper gasket. Then this front face here is where the Northstar throttle body will connect, and it's O-ringed also, so it's really, really easy. It also comes with new bolts. Then it comes in this kit with this wiring kit. This is basically, this converts the throttle position sensor for the Northstar throttle body to the one from the Grand Prix, and this converts the mass airflow plug to the Grand Prix mass airflow plug and the Grand Prix intake air charge temperature, because it is different on those. Then it comes with the 2 bands for that, and this is a little throttle bracket that allows you to use your Grand Prix throttle cables in with that also. So pretty cool little kit, and it was on sale for super cheap. So I think in today's work I'm going to go ahead and add putting this sway bar on. We'll get that done, and I'll give you guys a review of the GXP suspension with the ZZP rear sway bar when I'm done. So I've got a little more work to do. We'll get that done, and then we'll get to the fun stuff. So I got the spark plug wires and plugs finished up on the back. As you can see by the difference in color, 3 out of 3 broke. And they always break at the same point. It's always the end here, and it's always the little clip on the end of the wire getting seized onto the plug. But anyway, I got them out. Here's my 3 plugs I got out. They don't really look too bad, but I went ahead and replaced them anyway, just as a preventative step. So I just got to get the cover back on the engine now, or go do this sway bar install. Then we'll go take this thing for a drive, and I'll give you guys my thoughts. And now I have the new sway bar installed. I'm putting it on the firmest setting because that's the way I liked it on the other car. The other thing I did differently was I did not use the sway bar bushings that came with this sway bar. Instead, I opted for using the Moog ones I had. They fit, they were the same size, and they're like TPR instead of rubber, so I thought I'd get a better result out of that. But I got to get it put back together first, and then we'll find out if I do. So I guess the only question left is, how does it drive now with this sway bar? I would say pretty well. The GXP suspension is worlds better than the base model suspension anyway, for absolute sure. The addition of the ZZP rear sway bar has helped it turn a little bit, which is good. Throwing it through some turns now. And the only thing, it still understeers more than I wanted to, which I know it's a nose heavy pig of a front wheel drive. So part of that will probably always be there. But one thing I've never understood about these cars is why we don't have larger sway bar options. I mean, the front's big enough, but stock SHOs in 89 came with 24 millimeter front sway bars and 26 millimeter rears, when this car now has a 19 millimeter rear sway bar. I don't know. I just wish, and maybe you guys know of one, and if you do, let me know. But I really think something along the lines of a 24 millimeter rear sway bar would be really nice and would help this thing feel more nimble. So if anyone knows of a larger sway bar available, please let me know down in the comments. But otherwise, back to the suspension review. The GXP suspension, I just think, is what should have came on every Grand Prix. It feels dampened, it feels controlled, it's not bouncy at all. Even over rough roads, you feel a lot more of the road, but I don't mind that because the car feels so much more capable. I can toss it back and forth and I don't get much rebound. The car stays really flat, does what it's supposed to do. It's just really, really impressive. So that's it. I'm done for today. I guess the moral of today's story is that I had a lot to do today, I guess. I'm not sure what the point of this video was, but the base model is becoming a better car all the time. I feel good having that maintenance up to date. Now I've got work to do on the 99, but I'm gonna not have to do that for a day or two. So I'm out of here for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Drop me a like if you liked it. Drop me a comment, let me know what you thought, and make sure you're subscribed to see the next video. See you next time. Thank you so much, and peace.